I couldn't find it. But there's an article that you can find on the C.A.R. website. It talks about FHA take electronic signature. Okay. So to wrap up, electronic signature, digital signature, they're almost the same. Digital signature is part of the electronic signature, but it's binding. When you send it out, it's by law, it's okay. Just like nowadays, you go to Home Depot and you sign on for your credit card, they consider your signature. That is a symbol that you sign on. It's not your wet signature. Okay. Yesterday, for those of you who are attending class and asked Guff Hutchison about e-signature, he said, I asked him about TouchSign versus the electronic signature. He said TouchSign is also used as the electronic signature because of the symbol on the screen. And whether the bank take it or not, they don't know at this point. And hopefully they would, because it looks similar to your signature. If you email or if you print out probably will look more similar because they don't know that, it is, unless it's different color of the pen or something like that, then you know that's the wet signature. But if you email and print it out, it looks like a wet signature, the way that you saw earlier there. Okay. I think we're out of time. You have any questions? Yeah.
You said that digital ink is free. Then when do we use that, or the TouchSign costs money?
Yeah. I should recommend you use digital ink. Digital ink is not tied to the app. It's not tied to your iPad. So you have to use a laptop to use it, or desktop. Yeah. And it's part of your account when you log into.
It's free.
Yeah, it's free. You don't have to download anything. It's part of it. When you go into zip form, there's a side button. You can click on that. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, Helen.
I think there's one big difference between the DocuSign stuff and then the zip ink.
Digital ink.
That you can only do on your C.A.R. zip forms. Now,
Correct.
other documents or fax, you cannot do that. But so this one,
C.A.R.
Well, actually, they do. You can upload the PDF now, but you have to upload into what they call a zip vault. That's like a cloud on your zip form account. You upload there, and then you can use that to sign. They just released that not too long ago. Margaret probably know. She played around with e-signature a lot, and she complained about that product a lot. So it's not as good as you imagine. I wish Margaret's here can explain a little bit, but she has some issue with digital ink. But this one is kind of simple. I just want to bring to your attention, and you don't have to go out and buy right away unless you really need it. Okay, still practice what you practice today, but it's just another way that they launch. Why they come out with this? Because a lot of question about digital ink does not work properly, and some people want to do it on the iPad. That's why they come out with this iPad software for you. But it is kind of nice product, and we kind of catch up with technology because everybody moving to iPad now. For those of you who come in late, I talked to Microsoft. I'm sorry, Apple Store in Pasadena. They said there's a way for us to save money. If together we buy more than $5,000, they might give us like 5% off. So I'm waiting for information from them. More information we'll let you know, and hopefully we can buy together or something like that, and we pass the saving back to you instead of you go out, you still buy anyway. Hopefully you get some money back. But I heard Best Buy just dropped the iPad 2 price.
$399.
Yeah, they just dropped because they know that iPad 3 come out, so they want to catch the last minute because many people wait. Like Larry wait for the iPad 3. Any question? Yes.
Those like a listing home or purchase contract, I believe agent we only have to sign at the last page.
Yes.
But how about each individual one? At the right button, Then the sign have the initial.
Yeah.
What's the difference between e-initial and the e-signature?
Oh, initial, that's simple. That's become an e-signature as well. So you sign initial there. That is your e-signature on the form.
But again, in the digital signature
Yeah.
or digital.
Oh, digital is different.
Yeah.
Digital, when you have something, well, because digital is part of electronic signature, right? We looked at early this morning, and it's just simple. So in the digital DocuSign digital ink, when you have a little simple box like this with your name spelled out, or a little small box with your initial spelled out, same thing. They are just simple. They're your digital signature there. So that is a special key we looked at earlier as a private key, and then the matching with a public key in order to make sure that the message, the whole form transfer over the other side before the seller can sign it. So make sure nobody change. Okay, on the digital signature, if somebody change the signature in there, so I mean, so smart, go in and change it. It will temper means like mess up the key. Therefore, that document is no longer good. So the system will recognize right away. So when you remember that charge, go from here to here, and if somebody in between change it here, go in and then I'm going to give it to you to change it, and you go in and change. The system knows that you change it, therefore that document is not valid anymore. That's how they protect it.
Thank you.
It's good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to do more. Margaret and I think she just left. We're going to figure it out for next week, lunch and learn. I have another occasion to go to. We were thinking originally, about talk about some of the iPhone apps, stuff like that. We have 100 apps of iPhone and Android we can discuss with you about what are they out there, and mostly related to real estate. But I cannot present it because I have other things to do. And we're looking for somebody who can, or we figured out how to present it for next week as well. So stay tuned. For iPhone, we were thinking about that at this point. And for sure, the week I'm going to be traveling on the 7th, March 16th, I think. March 16th. Margaret says she will present that iPhone as well. So we'll figure it out.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have another one. Take care of your car.
It's good.
Maggie, you win the ticket. I know. I bought pizza yesterday.
If you want the PowerPoint, please let me know. Thank you.
I bought pizza.
Thank you.
How many you want? You say two. Are you going to
The PowerPoint, you want? You can have it.
Looks like all my Friday lunch.
I was okay.
So that's a 10 people who buy 10 iPads.
Put me on.
So, but the problem here is, if you buy iPad 2, they can do right away,
No,
right?
3. We want 3.
So one away 3. But if we do 3, because of corporate, and a lot of people are doing the same time, and always when Apple come out with a new product, you have to wait for a few months to get it.
Yeah.
Potentially, we might have to wait for 6 months to get that whole price. So it's up to you. You can wait for not only iPad, you can buy like MacBook, stuff like that. And Apple just moved to a new store, like 2 or 3 times bigger than the original store. So they invite us to do a visit if we want to. And one day we will have a field trip down there or something like that. Okay.
Can you organize the field trip?
Okay, I will talk to organize field trip, and a whole bunch of us go down there and take a look.
Yeah, right.
They said they have a big conference room and they can entertain us. So that may be something fun for us to go, huh?
Where did they move to? They were
They,
on
same
Colorado.
place, still on Colorado, but I think a few store down or something like that, but they have a bigger office. They just opened about 3 weeks ago. Okay, so that's information, very new. And thanks to this gentleman here, because he come to my office, he said, Apple should have something you should check. So I checked.
Good.
So thank you.
Thank you.
And that's for everybody.
I try to get some income for association.
And then I will appreciate that the association might get some income out of that. But I make a decision not to, but thank you for the thought. We're going to pass that saving back to our members.
Okay. Good.
So hopefully we can do something. So stay tuned, okay? Don't go out and buy right away. If you buy a Mac or something like that, hold on. We might be able to buy something, and then hopefully we get back the money to you. Okay?
Do you have a waiting list or?
I'm going to work out detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to work out detail. They're going to send me some information. I'm read through everything carefully, make sure that we're liable for anything. Then we can do something. Okay, I'm going to make more announcement on that. So again, thank you very much for coming here today. And I'm so delightful to do this presentation. And hope if it's not as good as Larry, forgive me, okay? So, he's funny.
You're okay.
He's funny. Okay, today we talked about e-signature. And what is e-signature? And particularly at the end, we're going to talk about iPad. Okay, so that's very important because many of you, just want to come here for the iPad session, and that's the goal. And you will see at the end of today, you will see the iPad in action, electronic signature, and I'll show you how that really works. And particularly when you use the product called TouchSign, C.A.R. just come out, and that's brand new. Nobody learned about it yet. It just came out about 1.5 weeks ago, and I have insights, so I know I have all the information, and then I can show you how that really works. Okay. So please ask any question. We have until 12:45, and I have to give you all the information I have here. Okay. So thanks to the Technology and Education Committees kind of present this e-signature series for us. And if we need to be in the future, we're going to focus more on, give you more information as well. So before I start with e-signature, and this gentleman, thank you for asking a question. He asked me what's the difference between iPad and notepad. Anybody know what's the difference between iPad and a laptop?
No.
Notepad can print.
Okay.
Notepad.
iPad can print too nowadays. You can buy a cable connected to some printer. You can do it, or wireless too. You can print it
Okay.
in it. So what else? What's the difference?
Smaller, lighter.
Smaller, lighter. Yeah, and like he said, maybe the iPad's about 1/3 weight of the laptop. Depends on what laptop you have. Nowadays, there's a little smaller laptop too, right? Notebook that you can buy. What's other different? Operating system, yes. One is run on the Windows. Now, the latest one is Windows 7. Microsoft's going to come out with Windows 8 pretty soon. Okay, they put out testing for consumer now. So Windows 8. Macintosh has Mac OS. So both of them pretty much run behind the scene, so you can run like on the laptop, on the desktop too. So one is very heavy, one is light. iPad's light. iPads run on the iOS, which is for the iPad and iPhone open system 5.0 now. And iPad is run, the software is called apps, application, little icon at the top you click on and they run it fast. Another difference between notebook and iPad is on iPad you push a button, it will pop right away. Take only 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 5 seconds to come out. Whereas the laptop, notebook, or desktop, how long will it take?
Oh, a long time.
So an old machine could up to 2 minutes, remember?
Yeah.
But for a new one now, we just bought one desktop, it's going to take 30 seconds to come up. So that's a big difference too. So the other, there's some issue with iPad. There are so many application apps out there, and we don't use them all. But the app is kind of little, you don't do a lot of functions on it. Now on the laptop itself, that notebook itself, the software costs a lot of money. right? Apps only cost sometimes free, or $4.99, or $9.99, or $14.95, something like that. For the notebook, costs a lot of money. Microsoft Office costs how much? That's about 5 or 6 softwares in there. Costs about $299. If you buy student version, it's $100, but if you buy professional version, it costs a lot of money. So that's a big difference between the two. So in the laptop itself, the notebook itself, if you buy it, you can have a fully functional, but end up you probably spend about $1,000 or more in the software side. Okay. So on the apps, on the iPad, the application is very cheap, $4.99. So you end up probably spend less than $100 for all the apps that you want to use. A lot of free, just download free, and I'll show you all those. You don't have to buy them. Okay? So that's the difference between the two. Thanks for asking that question. And many people confused about that. Now, any other questions before we move on to the electronic signature? Okay, let's talk about electronic signature. What is electronic signature? A lot of confusion between electronic signature and digital signature. Anybody know what it is? Confused, right? Sometimes people use electronic signature, some people call it digital signature. Are they the same?
No.
No, they're not the same. So take a look at deep inside what's the difference between the two. So electronic signature is an electronic sound. So you make a phone call and you tell somebody, say, my name is Albert, stuff like that. That's electrical wave go into the telephone line, and let's say somebody wants you to sign something. I say, yes, this is Albert. I recognize it. Have you ever tried like investment banking or do stocks? You buy something, and if you call them up and they ask you, "Are you agree with this?" You say yes. That is electronic sound that consider electronic signature as well. Simple. You sign on it. You see that little pad right there that you sign on? That's a symbol. You write on it. And a process could be, okay, you go in, you open up the documents and you sign on it and you send it to somebody. That is the process. So that's considered electronic signature. Somehow it's kind of off a little bit, but you can see a little bit. I'm not sure why. Okay, maybe my laptop. Okay, so attach or associate with a contract, which is a real estate contract, right? You attach that to, or you sign on it, or somebody might design something that you can electronic say, I'm signing this document by voice, and it may be transferred into, some kind of symbol on your contract. That considered electronic signature. Done by a person with intent to sign. Now, be careful of this one. If you you go do electronic signature, normally the software will ask you, are you agree to sign this? And by law, we have to. And if they don't pop up the windows, say, I agree to sign this, then that's not considered electronic signature, and that's invalid. So many times, later on when I show you on the iPad how to sign it, and it will pop up window say, I agree to sign on this iPad. Okay, so intended to sign by a person, a buyer or seller, has to be agreed upon by them. So next one is, what is the digital signature? I'm not sure you can see very clearly or not. Hopefully it didn't cut off, okay. So now we have electronic signature, we know what it is. And now digital signature. Digital signature is just a type of electronic signature, a part of electronic signature. And I kind of started last night carefully to make sure I said the right thing. If you look at the picture, very hard to understand, very difficult to understand. The picture starts with a message. Let's say you type an email. This message is an email message. Or this message can be a real estate contract. From the computer standpoint, it's just text, right? Real estate contract, a lot of text there. It's just an image, the text inside there. So that's the message. So it's very difficult to understand. I'm going to make sure I say it easily for you to understand. So the message, like an email message in text inside there, and what you do is, what the system does is, it create the message digest. It make that message and make a very simple message. And it run through a software, what they call hash algorithm. Take the message and to scramble it, and it becomes garbage. You can see it really mix up message over there. Right? Nobody can understand that message. From here, go through the software, and become a message digest. Very, very simple message, but nobody can understand it. And then they can send through the internet. So that way, nobody can intercept it. Then they go through another algorithm. Everything is more like the software run and change to something else, right? Encrypted, this means make the message so garbage that when they look at it, they don't know what it is. So if a hacker, somebody steal your message, they cannot see what it is inside too. Then embedded what they call sender private key. In the software, somebody will be assigned with a key number. So like say, I give you the number 123, and that's only you have the number, private key number. And they use that number attached with the encryption, and send through the internet line, and then the message is encrypted with the digest. You can see it's a little bit different now. It's not the same with that message, but it's different. Now go through the internet. From you sending to the seller, for instance, with the contract and with the digital signature in there. Okay, if some of you use the digital ink signature or DocuSign signature, you know what it is. They have to put a box there, and then the box has like an empty box. When they send to the buyer or seller, they click on it, it becomes their digital electronic signature, like a symbol, right? So go that way. But that box is being encrypted. That box is pretty much like a sender private key. They give you that box, okay, associated to your name and what time you send out. So by the time they send it to the seller on the other side, you and seller don't know about how they work behind the scene. All you see is the picture come over here to over here. And you see over here, the seller click on the button, and that becomes a signature, right? Simple signature. So when you go to the seller side, or the receiver, it has some kind of algorithm encrypted. So take that message, encrypt it again. So make a changes to this message here, and then applying the sender. The sender has these two keys here. Apply to make sure this is the right sender. Okay, one is private only to him, one is a public. This is system assigned, so you don't have to worry about what it is. And as long as this two match, it becomes the message come out, the correct message that you send it in. And then eventually it comes back to here as your form with the blank box in there. Now the seller will look at the form and click on that and become the message, become the signature. So it's not very difficult to understand, but that's what they do behind the scene. That's what in the past, people were doing the encryption and decryption. So the CIA and FBI, they do all those stuff behind the scene, so people cannot intercept right at the center and steal the information. They probably use the same algorithm. And 30, 40 years ago, they do that, and now the general public using this. Any question about this? Yeah.
On the email, for example, I am now using Gmail, okay, and Gmail normally asking when you setting up the signature area. I wonder if it's done by electronic signature or digital.
No, that's just a regular. I know what you mean. Like each of us send an email, and we have our own signature there, right? our name and title and company address and so on. That's considered as electronic signature. Now, you can also do a little further by putting a little symbol, your signature attached to that message. That is electronic signature because it has text in there and with a symbol in there. So that's considered electronic signature. Now, it's different from DocuSign or other companies. They do is they specially made that box. And they made that box, and that is a digital signature. And again, digital signature is just part of the electronic signature. So consider it's okay.
So the email signature area default, I would say maybe based on what you're saying, it's just like a PDF or
Yeah,
picture.
it is picture, text, yeah. Good observation. Any other observation? Very difficult concept, but we can understand now. Now, another question for you is digital signature or electronic signature valid?
Yes.
Anyone? Yes?
Yes.
How come? When it started? When that put into law that affected, that now you can do electronic signature and should be valid in court. Next line, we'll talk about e-sign. Are e-signatures legal? In 2000, President Clinton, there's a little image over there got cut off. But he signed in June 30th, he signed the contract. He signed the law into law. It's called Electronic Signature in Global and National Commerce, e-sign art. Established electronic record and signature as legal binding, having the same legal effect as a traditional paper documents and handwritten signatures. Okay, this is okay to do that. But the problem here is some banks not taking it. Okay, some banks not taking it. BFA, Wells Fargo, they haven't taken it. Who take this electronic signature? FHA. And I looked it up yesterday. FHA will accept the electronic signature. So, but some of the solution vendors are doing not equally. I mean, sometimes they're probably building different kind of mechanism to do the electronic signature. So we'll take a look at it further. Oh, this cut off a little bit. I'm not sure how to move it back. There is. Okay, let me see. I can. Okay, maybe here we can see clearly. Oh, good. All right.
Not here?
Oh, it's coming up. Yeah. So last night I did go out on the internet and I'm looking for some of the electronic products out there. So I show you how this really works. If anyone wants to email you, I can certainly email the whole PowerPoint to you. It's very important information and you should have. And give me a business card at the end or just send me email and I'd be happy to send you the PowerPoint. The features, there are a lot of e-signature vendors out there. DocuSign, YouSendIt, Adobe EchoSign, Sight and Send, Digital Ink, and TouchSign. We're going to talk about TouchSign today. Okay, I have the reason why we talk about that. DocuSign, many knows as it can work on the Mac, PC, on the web, also work on the iPad, iPhone, and Android. So you can download the apps and you can sign it on top of that. YouSendIt is another software out there, but there's a cost. Look at the cost. $14.95 for DocuSign per month. So it ends up almost like $200 a year. Okay. YouSendIt is $12.50 a month. And again, that's probably about $150 a year. And some of this is also work on the Mac, PC, web, and so on. So that's pretty good, some of this software. Adobe EchoSign is the top right now. They have about 4 million people using it. But quite costly, it's about $30. It can come from $0 to $30 per month. I think the starter probably $30 a month. And then there might be some, you can download a very basic app, which is very inexpensive, but it's not do very much. I downloaded, I couldn't access it. But Adobe is a big company. They do PDF, all those stuff, and so they have a lot of connection to big company. So that's quite costly. Okay, Adobe can do a lot of stuff because it connects to some of the big software company like PeopleSoft or Salesforce.com. So that's why they're very variable, some of the big company. But for us, we don't need that. Even though they have a software that for real estate to connect all the forms into it. Okay, Sign and Send. I download that software on here. It's pretty, I think it's kind of good. It's a little app that you can run. Only app, they don't have other software. So you can tap on and send it through your iPad. And it works with iPhone and iTouch as well. Digital ink come about last year, so C.A.R. make it as a member benefit. That's why it costs nothing, part of your membership dues. And work on the Mac, PC, and web. And because a lot of people move into the iPad, iTouch, and so on, so Digital Ink come out with the C.A.R. come out with the TouchSign, and this is a thing that I have only $13 a year, and we'll talk more about that. And I'm not pushing this yet until you really need to use e-signature and see what's going on here. You'll be able to subscribe to it. But I'm not pushing for you to subscribe to this at all. Basically, I just give you the information. Okay, any question on this one? All right, let's move on. So we're going to talk about TouchSign today. TouchSign is the brand that C.A.R. call something like Touch and Sign. Okay, so we're going to talk about how that really works. And again, TouchSign is $13.95. It is just a feature within your ZipForm software. It's not on your desktop or laptop software, but on the software called ZipForm for the web edition. So you have to download the software, $12.95. It used to be $9.95, and I think after they launched, they raised it up to $12.95 per year. But that's like $1 per month. That's not bad if you have some contract. Yes?
I know some desktop or the laptop, they also have the touch feature on their screen. Is that going to work with this laptop?
Yes. Yes, I'll show you when we sign it. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to do a demonstration. So give me 1 second. And I bought this cable here, particularly for our training. I wish I have it for Larry so he didn't have to move that big thing over. And I just found out 2 weeks ago, the lady come here to do ZipForm, she have this unit. It's very nice. If you do presentation, only $29, $25.95 plus shipping on Amazon. So $30 you can pay for this. This is the cable connect to your iPad, and it's go out to your VGA. Okay, VGA. So very cheap if you do company presentation, and you can put the entire PowerPoint presentation on your iPad and use this in very inexpensive. $30 you can do presentation. And I bought this particularly for Larry and the future presenter, so that he didn't have to bring that thing over. And then luckily I arrived yesterday. Yes?
What does the VGA stand for?
VGA stands for, I don't know. Virtual Graphic Adapter. And it means that what it means is connect to your monitor. And not only a monitor, but connect it to the projector. So we have a cable out the wall here, and it come out look like this. So if I plug it into this laptop, it will project whatever here onto the screen. Okay. Now I'm taking it out from the laptop, so you don't see it anymore. I'm going to put it here.
What do you call that device?
It's a little VGA iPad VGA adapter. You go to Amazon, you can do that. Search. So you put it in here, right? You plug on to your iPad. And it's get very nice. I wish I had this earlier for Larry. He has to. So now I'm turning it on very fast. It should come up shortly. That's it. See how easy that is? And for him, easy. He didn't have to go in and last time he has to go put a finger there and you can see his finger on the screen. Now you don't have to see it. I can draw something there without it. Okay. So I'm going to stand over here and do some more presentation. Okay. I'm going to go into oh, by the way, let me just unplug it and show you what I have. I tried about 5 or 6 cases. I bought it from Best Buy, I bought it from Amazon, I returned them all. Because not work practical. This one's pretty nice. It has a keyboard.
Oh, come with the keyboard.
Come with the keyboard and the case. And the case looks very nice. Let me show you. Very light and then you can touch it. So when you have iPad 3, make sure iPad 3. And you can touch it. It's very, very soft case. Nice. $66 on Amazon.com. No tax, no shipping. So Amazon.com. It's Kensington. They're done by Kensington. Kensington's a pretty good company. Do keyboard stuff like that. And so far I like it because I bought 3 from Best Buy. I have to return. It's not good. One that Logitech has a keyboard. Also, you can attach to it. It costs about $79, something like that. It costs more, plus tax 80 something. Didn't work out. And Apple has one which is it's not cover the back. You can cover the front. The one that you flip and it lock, cover the back. I think you have a pretty good one too. You have all those 2 is really good. So I'm trying a different one. I couldn't find some of those. I end up find on the web and Amazon and make sure they give a good rating and a good rating. So I purchased that, but you don't have to follow that. Okay. Let me have it. Thank you. I'm going to do demonstration now. Okay, thank you. And the keyboard is not bad too. People complain about a small key, but this one works fine. The only complaint I have is to stand up. It looks like a laptop. And when you work I normally work at night too. I put it in my lap, and I couldn't see very nice because stand out like this. What you can do is you can just lay all the way down, and that looks nice. Okay. And it has a power button here. You turn it on, and it has Bluetooth connected to it. So you type whatever you type in here will show on the iPad. So here we go. So what you see, what you don't see yet, we're connected to it now. Okay, I'm on the C.A.R. website. Let me go into C.A.R. website. Actually, go to our website. I'm going to log in to my account. Can you see clearly?
That's coming.
That's coming, okay. I think it's not bad. It just takes a little time to connect it. Okay. If you go to our website now, on the right, you can click on ZipForm 6, and you have to have ZipForm online account to access this product. And you have to buy that software, $12.95, to access what they call a ZipForm for Web Edition. Okay. Sorry, ZipForm Mobile for Web Edition. Mobile is for the iPad, iPhone, $12.95. So you can access from your iPhone too. So right now I'm logging in and see the transaction I have on my iPad. Okay, but that other transaction is sitting on somewhere, cloud basically, on your ZipForm online accounts. Okay, you can create a brand new transaction, same thing that you do with the ZipForm. So ZipForm account, but now you can access from the web. So you want a brand new transaction, you click on the start button. And then you type in the name of that transaction. Select what do you want, residential. Let me go ahead and do that. flip over. And we can stand it up here. It's kind of nice. It looks like a laptop, right? So nothing different. So we're going to have time started. I'm going to do St. Gabriel.
You lost it.
Uh-oh. This here. Losing. Should come up shortly. Because I think this is a little bit loose. I didn't screw it in. St. Gabriel. Transaction. And whether you want to purchase a list. So let's start with listing. Residential. If you have template, you can apply template. You click on create. Then there's no form, so you click on add forms button to add it on the top, add form button. And let's go ahead. I have a foreign language form library, C.A.R. library, and I have EPUB library, and foreclosure prevention library. Let's click on C.A.R. library. Now we have listing agreement. Too simple, I just want to add one form only. Okay, so adding the form already, so I'm going to go ahead, go into, okay, so that form is add. I'm going to go ahead and view my transaction. I'm going to go in and fill out the information. You see I'm highlighted and click on edit on the right. Am I go too fast? Too fast?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So we go into fill out the seller name. Actually, you can turn on the lights if you want spotlight.
No, it's just dark.
Okay, sure. So I'm going to do John Doe. See, it looks like zip form, right? So far, we'll work here. So for $12.95, it's not bad at all. You can take it mobile. Okay, most importantly, I'm going to put the address of this property, and I think we're good. So I'm going to do St. Gabriel. Yeah, C.A.R. just finished this one. I think it's kind of nice because now people can fill it inside the iPad now. Okay.
I lost it again.
That one you can see there.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So that is, I'm going to put some dollar amounts here. It's about $560,000. Okay. So it looks similar to what we do so far. So let's say we finish it. You can click on Save button on the top, just to save time. So we'll just go ahead and move on to the next step. Forms have been saved successfully. Now you can go back to transaction. All right. So we just have a transaction called St. Gabriel transaction there. Now we want to do an electronic signature for this listing agreement. So how do we do that? There's a electronic signature buttons on the top, right there. So let's just go ahead and take a look at, click on that. You can view this document or you can sign with TouchSign. So we'll go ahead and click on sign with TouchSign. So bring up the form. You can go ahead and say, I want to sign it on the right-hand side. You just click on yes, I want to sign it. And now I'm click on next. Then you have to enter the signer. Okay, so let me go ahead and put signer. We have John earlier, John Doe. So I'm going to put my email address so that we can demonstrate it. Company is, my role is a seller. Okay. And you can add some more if you want to. We have 2 buyers. Okay, so we have 1 buyer. We're going to add another one. Click on the plus button on the top. Am I go too fast? I'm sorry. I'm going too fast.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so to add another buyer, seller, you just click on add button on the top. And then now you just put the next person in. I'm going to add another email so we can demonstrate that too. Okay, ABC row is another seller. So we have 2 sellers in this transaction. So we're going to add into the address book. So the address book now has those 2 individuals. Okay, so far so good? Everybody follow? So next we're going to click on TouchSign. The button is over here, TouchSign. Aha. This is what I'm talking about. It's a consent form that when you send it out, you make sure you agree upon this, and when the person who signed it also agree upon this too. Okay? Consent to receipt of electronic record in terms of use. And click on I agree, you consented to the use of electronic record to receive information. Okay, you click on I agree. Now, of course, you're going to be sending to, you're probably going to have to sign as the agents too. Okay, I'm going to move down to the page where we can sign as an agent before we submit it to real estate broker. Now, the only thing is, because some of our finger is big, right? Some may have a fingernail, stuff like that too. So our signature might not be exactly like you use the pen. So I would suggest, if you are doing this and in the field, you might want to invest in the stylish. And they sell a stylish on Amazon to $8. There's some $1.50, but $8 seems to be a pretty good one. So you just buy it from Amazon. And you buy that, you can, just like a pen, you just put it on your pocket or in your purse. And anytime you have them sign, that's probably better, because look at what I'm signing here. Okay, let's assume I'm signing by agent.
She has one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do both so you can see it. Thank you. This is nice. Okay. I'm going to sign. When you sign, you see the buttons over here. A pen button. You click on the pen button.
Oh, okay.
It'll pop up, right? I'm use my finger to sign.
Oh.
It's not bad though. Last time so good. But then how do you select and place it inside that box? I'm going to say, I don't like this. I'm going to clear it. Clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sign again. So, until I like it. This is worse than it was before. Clear again. How many times can you do it? Many times you want to.
Now it's better.
Okay,
Better.
maybe it's just better. Maybe too big. Okay, now I'm picky. I'm going to do using stylish. Maybe better. Okay, let's try that. Oh, this is very good. Very soft. Very soft. So it's not damage your touch screen. Very soft. There's like some clear again. This is not good. This is even worse now.
That's okay.
Too big.
It's okay. No one can copy.
Yeah, nobody can copy it. Yeah. Okay, so the last time. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you now, after you finish, you click on select. Aha! But you have to place it wherever they go to. Where is it? Right there. Okay. Of course, when you type in the form name, is going to show there as well. I'm going to do click on save, place. Now that signature, I'm sorry.
Oh.
It won't go there. So now the signature is sitting there.
Can you resize this?
Can you recite it? You have to delete it, because once you send it done, you can decide. Let me go ahead and delete that one, because I don't like it at all.
We can resize it.
Okay, let's try one more time. You can resize it. See, you still remember that. And resize, you see the buttons on the right, lower right corner, right here.
Oh, yeah.
You can click on recite it. So you click on that, and you can make it small. And now you select it, then you just place where you want it to. It's still big, right? But then you know what I mean. And you place. Now it's done. Get out. Uh-oh, there's a line over there. I accidentally do it. I should clear that whole thing and start over, right?
That's fine.
So that's that, and I'm going to go move on to the next one. I don't think anywhere else. There might be over here. You see real estate broker, address, signed by agent. I'm going to add sign again. You still remember it. Okay, remember that, the one that you like. And you just select that one. If you don't like, you start over again. You just move over there and place it. And that's it, done. I should remove that scratch. It's okay. So that's pretty much it. I'm finished. I think I placed already. So once you get it out, it's done. So finish, how do you, you can zoom big and forward and so on. When you finish, you can also change signer. So if you have two sellers there, remember, you have one seller, first seller, let them sign everything and then change signer over there. Next one to give the second seller sign. Okay. Now once you finish, click on done. And so pretty much it. I'm going to finish signing. I'm going to go ahead email. It's automatic email. Sorry, it's automatic email already. Okay. The signing process has to complete. A copy of all document list here has been emailed out to the all signer, and they should receive it shortly. So then you don't have to do anything else. Do you want to go back to that? Let me just go ahead and go back. Now I'm going to go to my email, see whether the two sellers receive it or not. Go back to, I'm going to push a button, so go back to the main screen, click on mail. I'm going to do refresh here. Let's see whether email coming in. It's receiving email now. Let's see which one is coming soon. You're reading the Jeremy Lin article on LA Times. I said to myself because I like it so much. It's not coming. Take a while. Huh? It's not showing. Did I misspell my email? Now how about over here? This one arrived. Okay. Oh, you know why? Because John Doe is the first signer. The first signer has to finish before the second, the other seller sign. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to open up by clicking on the buttons down below. Now I am John Doe. I'm going to go and sign as John Ray. So if you are working in the same house, you sit there with the buyer, you can just do that. Providing you have internet connection, you can say, okay, I just finished sending. I'm sending to John now. John sits right there in the kitchen and open this up, and now John's going to initial that. Oops. Oh, wait a minute. Well, this is just open. Oh, open, okay. That's when, oh, sorry, I'm making a mistake. Originally, after I sign, I should have John and Jen sign on the spot before email out. This is a finished product already. I messed up. You see, right, before I email, before I click on finish signing, I should sit right there and have Jen and John sign right away. That way, it's complete documents, and once it's done, this is a finished product. And you can see my signature is here on page number 8. Let's go down to page number 8.
What happened? You're not together, and then John Doe in Singapore, you in Hamburg. So you can email to him to sign. Can he sign over on his side? Or they have to sign on the spot?
They have to sign on the spot. That's the intention of the documents, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, can you email? Okay, now I'm emailed out to this individual. Does he have? He doesn't have TouchSign.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to pay for it.
Hasn't paid for it.
If he pay for it, can he sign?
If he paid for it, yes, he can sign. So
But he didn't pay for it.
He didn't pay
I paid for it. He didn't. He cannot
yeah,
sign.
you sign. I think this is good. Probably you sit side by side with him, not electronically. Electronically, if this document is saved somewhere, then you can use a different method to save it. Let me see if I can go ahead, open in PDF reader. Oh, I can. Okay, if I have download as a seller, if you want to do it remotely,
Yeah.
I can use sign and send the software for free. By the way, this is a free one. You can open this up. This document, and using that software to sign. What's going on? Open in, send and sign. Okay, here we go. You open this documents up, and I'm using this to sign. Ooh. Oh, I'm doing that. Okay, I'm going to move down. Oops. This software is a little bit difficult to use because last time I tried, I think I messed up something and I'm not able to move up to the up screen to sign it. So now I have this mess up. Mess up the phone, I have to start over again.
Because no charge, that's why.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. The thing is send and send. All you buy is $4.99. If you pay for that version, they don't put an ad on top of the page. This one, anytime you send out, it gives you a page say that's coming from sign and send. As a little advertising before you get to your documents. So for $4.99, they give you that page. So you can use this software and sign wherever you want to. Again, same thing. But this software, you just click on the buttons on the top, and you select wherever you want to, whatever color, you just go and sign like this. Or wherever, you move it up to the right location and sign it. So that's for the seller who has to have those software to sign, not the web edition of Zippo Mobile or the TouchSign. TouchSign is good that when you sit side by side with them. Okay, so I think this is nice technology, but it's always something is not fit exactly what we want to. And if you want it more remotely, you probably use a digital signature sign. Remember we talked about digital signature, they put a little box on top of that. Now I'm asking C.A.R. about this question. Can you mix and match the signature? You can use TouchSign by using this. You can also use a digital ink, which is the free one, $0 amount. You can mix and match that. But it looks kind of ugly. You have one with the box, right? One with your real signature, and I'm not sure how the bank is going to take that. I think Expo might take it. I don't have Vanessa James here; she can tell us. But if you do mix match like that, whether some of the title company okay or not, it's up to them too. But the bank for sure is not taken yet. FHA, yes, and I have. I think I might have an article about FHA, let me see if I can find it. And I kind of read it last night. FHA really take that. And let's see, where's my Dropbox? Okay. Dropbox here. Okay. Hopefully you download it. I do upload it here last night, and it does not show up then